Hey everybody, call me Félix, and a couple of months ago we made a field trip to a farm in the town of Solsona, touting itself as the first rabbit farm way up north in the province of Ilocos Norte in the northwest Philippines. They don't just sell rabbits for pets, but they also sell rabbits for meat. While rabbit isn't a popular meat to cook with back home in the United States, hunters and outdoorsmen catch and cook wild rabbit, whereas here in the Philippines the general belief is rabbit is only a pet and not to be cooked. You can check out the comments of that video as evidence of this general backlash. You know, I forced myself to read all the comments one night under the Ludovico technique a la A Clockwork Orange, and hence why I remember traumatically that 40% of the comments were something along the lines of, quote unquote, I'm Filipino, but I don't eat rabbit, end quote. It's always nice to pull your viewers in a massive focus group of Filipinos who don't eat rabbit. Cousin JP and I happen to be Filipino Americans, and we ate rabbit for that very video, and that's 100% representation of rabbit-eating Filipino Americans. Yay. All light-hearted humor aside, this here video is a serious recipe video taken from our field trip at the rabbit farm on how to make rabbit adobo. Because I want to emphasize the rabbit adobo and the cooking process behind it, I left out the rabbit dressing and butchery altogether. If you want to check out the original video, what I'll call our rabbit field trip overview, then feel free to click away and look on that worky, mighty, and despair. And if you're wondering, I'll get around to making a separate recipe video for the rabbit lechon, but for now, enjoy this rabbit adobo recipe video.
Ginger, garlic, paminta, pepper, and pepper leaf. Oyster sauce, soy.
And this is a native chicken?
No, this is the rabbit.
Oh, this is the rabbit. Oh.
Yes.
Oh, see? It looks like chicken.
Yeah. I think you have to put oyster sauce, so maybe because it's slightly gamey, it will stand up to the flavor of the meat.
The chef of rabbit.
We should savor it.
You put it all in one. At one time. But except the oyster sauce. Will be putting the oyster sauce at the end. We put plenty of ginger so it will be spice.
Ooh, so that's why.
So this is good, so when people watch the video, they'll know how to make it. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's a Filipino adobo.
Filipino rabbit adobo, no?
Yeah.
Really good big whiff of ginger, like as if it smells like lemongrass. Smells herbaceous.
I wonder if that's a good add on.
Smells really good.
Some pot oil.
Is there any oil?
No oil.
No oil.
So you just put it all in one, just like that.
Yes.
Wow.
Wait until you
So this is quite different from how we make adobo for sure. It's just like all in one, just marinate everything, boom, put it in.
Adobo.
one para tissue.
Yeah, that's true, huh?
Yeah. It's easy to take care of the rabbits, and the production is they will.
Oh, it smells delicious. Where's your assistant cook?
Take the taste.
Okay, let me start that. Alright, I'm gonna taste the rabbit adobo sabaw.
Oh, gingery.
Ooh, it's got a kick, like a gingery kick.
Yeah.
And of course a deep umami flavor from the oyster sauce. Very good. Ooh.
I do together how to clean bodies.
Oh, okay.
Ano lang, mantika, diretso. Kikirog ng kat, dito yung uli na. Kita mo na eh. Kasi no, dito, isot imas na dito, no, awan ti lalat na, sa balilat na dalalat na okay ka.
Oh yeah, that's a bit of a worry.
Kaya nga nagpapipili ko na yung
Malakas ay butong dyan, mga lima, mga bali. Oo, basta. Mas yung mga puti, magkalgal mo kung may dumala. Okay. Next batch. It's your turn to shine.
I take old windows and then I redesign it to be something. Wow, that's good. Okay, our rabbit adobo is done. We're still waiting for a few other dishes, and that includes the rabbit lechon, but I'll take a piece of it because, again, I personally, I guess I should say, I haven't really tasted rabbit, maybe only like once, and I vaguely remember it. Dad vaguely remembers his. It's like 50 years ago, so I think I'm making history for both of us on trying this out. You see, it doesn't look any different from chicken or pork. It does have like more a dark brown color than like usual chicken adobo. I can say that much. So here we go. For a bony piece. Okay, so this was like a good minute or two. I got some good chew off of that. To me, it tastes like chicken adobo, but how should I say this? Not earthy, but has like a deeper sort of chicken flavor for me. It isn't, it's very lean. It's pretty dense. As you can see there, I pretty much just rolled this around my mouth. Sucked
And just
all the
kept-
meat off of it.
and kept chewing it. Yeah. Yeah, it's good. And the rabbit is a dense meat, so the nice thing about it is that it soaks up, especially the ginger. There's a big gingery bite. There's actually a little bit of like a little bit of spice
Can I try a
running
piece?
through. Just a little bit. There's a nice tingling sensation. Just a wee bit. It's deep because of the oyster sauce too, so it's like that soy sauce is more pronounced. There's a bit of like, there's black peppercorn too, I'm getting. I think that this is basically like chicken adobo, except that the meat really soaks in all of those aromatics.
There's a hard to explain, you're right, deep like earthiness to it, but it's good. It's I think I got a tougher piece, but
Okay.
totally soaks up the flavoring of everything else that's in there. The ginger, the garlic, the oyster sauce, the soy sauce, the vinegar.
Yeah.
I mean, total adobo.
Yeah.
But it's really good.
And frankly, you wouldn't really know that this
No.
was rabbit
Right.
if you hadn't
Exactly.
seen it.
You just put this on a plate somewhere and just put some rice and say, hey, come eat. Nobody could tell the difference. Pork, I don't even know if it's pork or chicken.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a
it's-
cross between the two.
Yeah. Because of course, like commercialized chicken kind of tastes a little too tender. This almost has more like a free range sort of texture too. But
that's a
the
good
meat is
thing.
more dense.
I think that's the thing that Sir Jonathan was saying is that it's all organic. He doesn't use any hormones or antibiotics. So I think that also adds to the goodness of that meat.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Yeah, it's really delicious. So once again, I think, and especially all the flavor, all the sauce is reduced into the meat.
Yeah.
It basically took about, let's say, an hour to cook it. And you can see just like caked with all the sauce, the bay leaf.
Soaked up the flavor. Yeah, the flavoring's really soaked.
Yeah. But it's really no different to me than chicken adobo.
Don't knock it if you're thinking that, okay, rabbit, people around here eat frogs, so this rabbit's actually pretty good. It's a
And
great
frogs-
sustainable meat, I think,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
And frog isn't as substantial as rabbit.
Yes, yes.
And it's kind of skimpy as far as frogs go.
And this is one rabbit. You know, these two dishes are one rabbit.
Mm-hmm.
You'd need like
Yeah.
12 frogs,
Yeah.
20
So
frogs.
I think you get like a solid kilo of meat, basically. I think roughly a kilo of what's left of like 2.4 kilo carcass.
I want another bite, but we can't because we're waiting for the rest of the food.
Yeah.
But it's that good.
Yeah, it is really good. Especially they put an excess amount of ginger. Ginger generally for adobo.
I would not put ginger on adobo at all, but here it works.
It
It's
works
really good.
because the meat stands up to it.
Yeah, I think
And of
that's
course,
right.
the nice thing that I
It
did was
doesn't
just
overpower.
the one nice thing I did was just take the whole piece in because it allows you to just swirl around your mouth, because basically if you were to just bite into it really quickly and then just like digest it, and you probably wouldn't have gotten all the aromatics embedded in there.
It's like taste testing a fine wine.
Yes,
Right?
it is. Yeah. Oh, there's a little rabbit that just escaped, by the way. Since we're talking. You don't want to know what happened. I don't know what kind of sign that is for a little white rabbit kit to come running out as we're talking about one of the adults who were sacrificed for this occasion. But yeah,
Delicious.
I can nibble off this bone and tell you more, I think. Okay, our little rabbit kit is gonna go back to its little high play spot. But yeah,
Good, right?
but right down to the bones, like got the flavor there. So right away, this is a hit. I think I would prefer this over chicken adobo myself. I'm not a
Yeah.
chicken adobo person myself.
I'm not either.
I
I'd
love
rather have pork.
I'd much rather have pork, but here's the problem with pork adobo. Like, it has that umai sort of thing,
Yes.
right? Like that pork belly, and
Yeah.
it gets too
Too much
Yeah,
grease, too greasy. This one's like has that protein you need with less calories.
yes.
And it's organic. And
Yeah.
it's fresh.
Yeah.
I would
and,
definitely buy rabbit meat to make.
and do you remember when we were cooking pork adobo, or Dad was? We just had to eat some paria salad of the bitterness that cut into the pork. I don't think
Yeah.
you really need that here. It's just really it's a really robust chicken adobo. That's what I would say it is.
That's a good description.
Yeah.
A robust, chicken adobo.
Yeah, very tasty. Oh, Dad, why don't you take a piece? Because you haven't eaten one in 50 years.
Later.
What the? It's really good.
Later, I'll do it.
He's taking his sweet time.
Yeah.
Just letting his appetite go.
Okay, fair enough.